Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like this was I thought we won the game. I thought Nwanga Nitawasi. Yes, that's how you pronounce his name, Sean Maloney. In fact, to the whole casting crew, except I think Morgan Turanui is the only one who like pronounced his name correctly. Everybody else was just like, oh, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Let's just call him Marky Mark. Let's just call him Marky Mark because we don't know how to pronounce his name. Nwanga Nitawasu, I thought he saved the game for us, but yeah, Argentina. To be really frank with you, deserved to win this game. They beat the Wallabies in every aspect of the game. They beat us in the lineouts. They beat us in the set piece. They beat us with much better attacking structure, believe it or not. They beat us in territory. They beat us in possession. They even beat us in the argy bargy, right? Tom Wright fell for it. I had a penalty reversed against us. And, you know, you'd really, you reap what you sow, right? Tom Wright, for the entire Super Rugby season, has been trying to, get some gamesmanship. Yeah, guys, it's just gamesmanship. I keep hearing people telling me this. It's just gamesmanship, man. Like, oh, yeah, you shouldn't be too harsh on that. Tom Wright is just just a bit of gamesmanship. How bad can that be? Well, cost us the game, right? You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to, get up and start pushing people around. Argentina was looking for it. They're desperate, right? They were desperately trying to look for something, and you fell for it, right? He kind of like put a little shove on him, Argentina player, and then Rob Valentini came in and shoved, completely pushing him over, and penalty reversed. Great job. Great job. We can't even win the Argy Bargy, okay? I thought, and this is the Brumbies. And this is the Brumbies we're talking about. We can't even win. And these players can't. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, that's just unbelievable. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to, like, it's really easy for me to come here and just yell and calling people out. And if I was in charge of, I mean, I don't think anybody in charge of the Wallabies can turn this around. Like, this is just, the team is demoralized, and the culture is, I don't think the team has the right culture. I mean, like, I mean, I don't know what to say. The Argentinians, having only 2 weeks together, really play much better than us. They play much more cohesively. If you watch like the attack line, right? The Wallabies has just one line. Like, there's no options. The Argentinians had like multiple pods set up, and there's like multiple options in each of the pods, right? It's like the first pod has like, like a flat ball option, a deep option, and the long ball over the top option. And then the long ball over the top option has like another pod that has, again, like a deep option and like a loop around option, and then another like fire option, right? It's like, the Argentina has like, 15 options in one attack line, and the Wallabies just have like one line. And it's the same setup as the defense, right? The Wallabies, we lost the ball. Thank goodness we've already set up for the defense. Let's just back it up a little bit and like to make some tackles, boys. And yeah, that's basically what we were seeing today. And it's just, and then the funny thing is, Argentina is like one of the teams that's infamous for having poor discipline. And the Wallabies somehow managed to outdo that. Somehow managed to outdo that. Like, yeah. And so maybe the one thing that was good was Nwanga Nitawasi's try. That was good. Okay, I thought he saved us. I was like, oh, thank goodness. I thought I was watching Deja Vu from last week, right? Because, Vinivalu, Suliasi Vinivalu was in a similar situation last week on the sideline where he slapped the ball down and gave him a penalty try. I was like watching this. It was literally the same shot on the camera angle as well. I was like, oh, please don't slap the ball down, mate. Please don't slap the ball down. And sure enough, Nwanga Nitawasi actually knows how to play rugby union. plucks the ball out in the air, runs 95 meters to score a try. I was like, we won. And then, sure enough, um, wasn't yeah. Did you watch Super Rugby? Did you see how many times the Australian teams choke in Super Rugby? Why did I expect anything different? Choked on the last minute. Again, just silly stuff, right? High tackle from Quaid. At the same time, Karevi put on a late shot on. I mean, it wasn't just a late shot. I think it was Mateo Carreras, right? Mateo Carreras wasn't even going to catch the ball because this was a knock on. Just went for the toe forward. First of all, the ball's already knocked on, right? I don't know what Samba Karevi was thinking, right? Like, he's already kicked the ball forward. You can't tackle him anyway, even if he never touched the ball. He never picked the ball up. So why did he go for the tackle? I don't know. And why did he try to tackle this player when the ball clearly had been knocked on? I don't know either. So it was two penalties essentially. There was a high shot by Quaid, and then there was a late, tackle without a ball or a late hit from Samu Karevi, and then Argentina went for the line out, set up the maul perfectly. Got really close. The Wallabies actually defended that quite well. Karevi looked really close with the dart from the maul, and then just pick and go, and then Wallabies defense cracks under pressure. Cracks under pressure, mate. Just like the Cadbury chocolates. Cracks under pressure. Melts under the heat, right? And then, Argentina goes in. They actually deserve to win, to be honest. Really. Argentina deserved to win this one. They had a better team. They played better rugby. There was, they won. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the stats. So, believe it or not, if you look at some of the stats, the Argentina actually have more run meters. So, it says 421 run meters. Argentina, Nwanga Tawasi ran 95 meters in one go. So, if you take that out of it, Wallabies will be quite a bit behind on the run meters. And then Argentina, obviously, 149 carries to the Wallabies 75. The Wallabies really didn't get the ball at all. Didn't have possession controlling the ball or possession at all this game. Turnovers conceded 13 against the Wallabies, 12 against the Argentinians. Some interesting stats from halftime. Argentina already had 232 run meters to the Wallabies 156. So Wallabies were way behind in the first half. Kind of caught up a bit in the second half. Tackles made, 191 tackles made for the Wallabies, and the Argentina 86 tackles made, 18 missed tackles to the Wallabies 19. So Wallabies actually has a much better tackle completion rate. The completion rate is actually not too bad, less than 10%. So that's actually a big bonus for Wallabies. But not really controlling the possessions. When they did get the ball, like I said, their attack was really out. Like, there was really unimaginative. And then the conversions, Quay Cooper actually did really well with the conversions. Surprising why he wasn't kicking last week. Blows my mind. But he was able to get the balls quite comfortably, even from the sideline. Emiliano Boffelli, on the other hand, missed one right in front. He didn't warm up properly. And just went boop. I think he hit the goalpost maybe, and just missed one. The first one right at the beginning. Kicks in play. Goal. I'm surprised about this one. I thought the Wallabies might attempt a bit more kicking game because how Eddie Jones really liked that, and also I thought the Super Rugby teams, especially with the Brumbies and the Reds, the big Super Rugby teams from Australia, really like to play that 50-22 style, like targets into your 22 meters from the halfway point. Really didn't see any of that. This game really didn't see any of that from the Wallabies. Something that I thought might be something good that transitions from Super Rugby, but that just didn't really happen. Argentina kind of controlled the kicking game a little bit there. Lineouts was quite even overall. The lineouts lost stats was not recorded, not because actually this is actually just not, it doesn't exist. Okay, they for some reason Rugby Australia has decided to not record these stats anymore. But it's not, because the lineout's definitely not 0-0 for both teams. Scrums, they do keep inside the Wallabies. I thought the scrums was a bit 50-50 at times. Jackal Piper was favouring the Wallabies a little bit, to be honest. I thought the Wallabies did better, in fact, with Rory Arnold in the bin for some reason. The Wallabies actually won scrum, dominant scrummaging, whilst having a play in the bin with 7 people in the scrummaging. Maybe that's what we need to do, just having 7 people scrum, because when we had 8, we were struggling a little bit. And there was one where I thought was really weird, where James Slipper like unbounded from the hooker, and he was just like pushing from the side, and then he was also almost upright, and for some reason that was a penalty against the Argentinians, because probably because Slipper was on the other side from the referee, but still I thought that was pretty weird call. And here's probably the bit where we lost the most: 14 penalties conceded to the Argentinians, 10, 1 yellow card. Richie Arnold, really blatant penalty, professional foul. It could have been a penalty try as well, depends on the situation. The Argentina was really close to the try line, and then he was on the ground on his knees, literally hunching himself over the ball, and right in front of the referee, and Jaco Piper had no option but to give out a yellow card against it. There was really nowhere around that. So let's go through some of the key moments of the game. Just had to make sure that I was actually recording. Don't want to record this one again. So yeah, 4 tries apiece. The difference came down to literally 1 penalty goal, and 1 penalty goal was the difference in score. So yeah, right from the beginning, there seemed to be a lot more Argentinian fans than the Wallabies, because the national anthem started, and I was like, are we in Argentina? Because it sounded like there was a full stadium of Argentinian fans. Whilst this was in Western Sydney, this is the stadium where Argentina beat the All Blacks in. So I'm guessing this has some kind of, spiritual. This has some kind of a spiritual calling for the Argentinian fans. After this game, it's just another win for them at the same stadium. Probably should never play Argentina here again. That's probably smart. Rugby Australia, just a thought. And there was, so right from the beginning, about a minute into the game, there was a little kick behind by Argentina. They almost scored right away. The Tom Wright and the Argentina players, I think it was Matias Carrera when chased the ball. Little kick behind, and immediately Argentina was showing a bit of a scary king game, and I think Tom Wright grounded the ball first, but there was a penalty for like a late tackle or something, or a high tackle, no arms tackle. So they showed some replay. None of the replay actually showed a no arms tackle, but Argentina takes the penalty and they missed. So right away, this was an easy kick. I saw they missed the penalty, but it doesn't matter. 5 minutes into the game, the Wallabies actually gets the first points on the board. Nwanga Netawasi gets a quick tap, and he runs down the field. There was a penalty, and Nwanga Netawasi sees that Argentinians forwards was really slow. Again, this is the rugby talent that can understand how rugby works. Seeing the forwards a bit out of position, takes a quick tap, goes for he gets tackled, and then quick ball comes out. Quade Cooper gets the ball. Long ball out wide to Samu Karevi. Karevi passes the ball in field, just little volleyball passing field to Len Ikitau, who runs into the corner, try, and then looked like he got hit from the side and he jarred his shoulder on the ground. My guess, there's no exact. He's taken to the hospital to get a scan at the moment, but my guess is what's called an AC dislocation. So your collarbone goes from like here all the way down to the. I have the same injury before, that's why I know this. And then this point here with the where your collarbone is attached to your shoulder gets dislocated, essentially pops out, because when you jam like this, it sometimes gets popped out, and that's an AC joint injury. So he might be able to make it back for the Rugby World Cup, but it's not likely, to be honest. Like, it's not a really serious injury. Like, he probably can still go to the gym, but just because rugby, the impact is on his shoulder quite a bit, it's probably gonna be unfortunately out for a bit. That's Len Ikitau has an AC joint, I think. Is it AC? Yeah, it's AC. It's not ACL, AC, I think. Anyway, it's a collarbone dislocation. That's what it is. We'll find out soon. 10 minutes into the game, there was a high tackle on Nwanga Netawasi, bit of a tap on the face, and then Quade Cooper takes this one penalty, 10 points to 0. for the Wallabies. Yeah, 17 minutes. No, Ikija gets taken off. He was in a lot of pain. I'm thinking it's AC. 21 minutes into the game, the Argentina had a penalty, had a bit of a scrum penalty against the Wallabies. Slipper went to the ground. It looked like it was hinging as well, and Argentina kicks this one for the first 3 points on the board. 25 minutes into the game, Argentina was building a lot of pressure. They got a penalty for not rolling away, and then Argentina gets the ball out. Really, really pinpoint flat ball to they were really close to trial anyway, to De La Fuente, I think it was. Is it Montea? No. Wait, what? Yeah, De La Fuente, and then they get the first try on the board 24 minutes into the game. Suddenly the scoreboard is level at 10 points apiece. 28 minutes into the game, I saw some classic Wallaby play, running into your own players, right? Classic Wallaby obstruction penalty. I don't know what I've written here, so let's just move on to the next bit. Something about Carter Gordon with a bit of a loose ball. I don't really know what's going on here, but so yeah, and there was also interesting setup here for the Wallabies. So since Len Ikitiao kind of got taken off, he's playing the 13 jersey. Samuel Karevi has moved out to 13, and then they put on the Carter Gordon, who plays number 10 for the Melbourne Rebels at 12. And this is something that I was kind of expecting Eddie Jones to be wanting to do anyway. So having two playmakers on the field, Carter Gordon as the second 5'8" out of the 12 position. So having him at 12 actually wasn't too bad. His defense was quite solid, something you want from a 12. And then he was making some plays. Probably lacked a little bit of physicality out of the 12 position, but he's still pretty young. He'll go bigger. So I think, yeah, it could potentially be an option for Eddie Jones in long term for Carter Gordon to be playing out of the 12 jersey. And yeah, so there was a 38 minutes into the game. Again, the Argentinians showing some very tantalizing attacks all the way out down the sideline, from one end of the field, spreading the ball out to the other end, got themselves really close to the try line. The ball seems to be stolen by the Wallabies and then immediately gets stolen back by the Argentinians. They spread the ball out wide and then they got really close to the try line. Richie Arnold lashes over the ball, yellow card. And then the Argentinians goes for a scrum, very smart with the lock in the bin, gets the first scrum dominance penalty. They go, pick and go, was held up over the try line. Jaco Paper goes back for another scrum. And this is something that I was like, man, this is really scary for the Wallabies. Because if another scrum penalty, this could be a penalty try and another yellow card. They go for the scrum again. And then this was a really, really good Wallaby scrum. Stood up against the adversity with only 7 players in the scrummaging. Not only hold the scrum up, but they were able to win the scrum. They popped out Montea, a little bit of shenanigans from bit of a, I guess, head under the chest play from Parecki. Dave Parecki pops out Montage's head, immediately penalty. Really, really good. Well done for the Wallabies. Gets that. Going to halftime, 10 points apiece with the play in the bin, not conceding any points, was really, really good. 43 minutes into the game, the Tom Wright actually made a try-saving tackle. Argentina was pounding the try line. One of the centers, I think it was. It looked like he was scored for sure. Somehow Tom Wright was able to keep him from rolling over the try line. I don't even know how to explain this. It looked like he scored, but somehow the ball was never across the try line. So yeah, that was really well done for Tom Wright to defend that. But it didn't last long. There was a penalty anyway. Argentina goes for the 5-meter line out on this penalty, and then what happened? So there was a bit of a pick and go, and then Alan Alatoa was left. There's a reason why in the scrum around the rocks you have a pillar and a post. There's 2 people near the rocks. You have one right by hugging the rock, and there was another one that's basically 1 step away. There's a reason for that, because in a situation like this, someone darts for the try line when they're only 2 meters from the try line. You need 2 people to essentially stop him from doing so, because to get over the try line. And there was poor defense for the Wallabies. Alan Alatoa is the only one there. There was no one there. And then Montea just goes for himself. Basically, Alatoa was able to basically stop him from going over, but Montoya still has this like momentum and then hand free to basically put the ball down anyway as he's getting as he bumped into Alatoa just on the try line. So that's suddenly the Argentinian takes at least 17 points to 7. Things are looking pretty bad. Eddie Jones is looking quite angry. Again, the Wallabies are having really good luck with the play in the bin with the scrummaging. 54 minutes into the game, Wallabies were finally getting themselves inside the Argentina's 22. There was a scrum for the Wallabies just in front of the goalpost. Nick White gets the ball out of the scrum. He looked like he was going to go to the left-hand side, and he threw a little dummy, turns around, runs to the blind side, and then just found himself a massive gap on the blind side, goes in for the try. Really well done from Nick White. 17 points to 17. 60 minutes into the game, there was a breakdown penalty against the Wallabies. Argentina kicks 3 points, 20 points to 7, still chasing the game. Immediately after this points was scored, again, Tom Wright gets tackled. He wasn't happy getting up. Bit of a shove, and then Valentini runs in, pushes the Argentinian player over, and then penalty reversed. So the TMO Marius Jonker. So based on what I saw on TV right now, I mean, was that Tom Wright gets up, pushes the Argentinian player, and then Rob Valentini pushes the player over. I didn't see the Argentinian player do anything to Tom Wright. Maybe the camera angle didn't show it, but Marius Jonker says that the Argentinian player had first initiated a shove against Tom Wright. So that's what happened. Tom Wright didn't like it, retaliated, and then Valentini came in and escalated. Penalty reversed, essentially. And then, sure enough, after this penalty reversed, Argentina was able to get themselves into the Wallabies 22, and a lot of pressure for Argentina. So they had this weird play where there was a breakdown, and it looked like there was like a switch play. So a bunch of players were kind of like running from left-hand side of the rock to the right-hand side of the rock, and it looked like they're all everybody's just going to go to do this massive switch to the right-hand side. But that was a fake switch. So the Argentina just went for the left-hand side anyway, and all the Wallabies players were just like, oh, there's a switch coming. Everybody kind of went to the left-hand side, and then all the Argentinians, Wallabies left, and then suddenly the right-hand side for the Wallabies defense was just lacking a little bit. The ball goes to Matias Carrera, slips through a gap, try time for Argentina, and that was looking. So from a bit of argy-bargy, immediately Argentina strikes back. 72 minutes into the game, the Wallabies, Argentina was on the try line looking quite dangerous, marking the Wangani Tawasi. Seizes the moment with intercepts, 95 meters, and I thought for sure Wallabies has won this one, 27 points to 24, and then just before full time, 75 minutes, there was a bit of a kicking game. Tom Wright throws a really poor pass to Carter Gordon, who's under pressure, and knocks on the ball. Yeah, Tom Wright. Good, guess who? And the best fullback in Australia, by the way, Tom Wright is. Carter Gordon gets the ball, kicked it forward, and Argentina kicks the ball behind Carter Gordon, that recovers it, and then Argentina put him on more pressure on, and then what happened here? Yeah, and then the game played on. Around 78 minutes into the game, it was looking like surely the game has been closed. It's gonna end. We're gonna win this after this Nwangani Tawasi try. Wait, sorry. Before the Nwangani Tawasi try, Sama Karevi scored as well. So there was a Wallabies nice little backline play where Quay Cooper runs through a little gap. He got tackled short, pops the ball up. Karevi dunks over for the try to retake the lead. Before the Nwangani Tawasi gets the intercept to finally get Wallabies ahead by 4. And then, just before full time, it was looking quite dire because Argentina was had to run 50 meters, and then you just praying, please don't give away a penalty. And then sure enough, a high tackle from Quaid, late/no tackle play without a ball by Karevi. So the Argentina getting a line out well inside the Wallabies 22. They set up the more got close. Augustine Creevy got really close with the dart, and then just pick and go, and Argentina goes over in the end. Is it Juan Martin? Is his name? One Martin something something. What was his name? What's this guy? Yeah, Juan Martin Gonzalez. This guy goes over the try line, puts the ball down, and yeah, Argentina wins the game deservingly. I think 34 points to 31. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, thanks.